Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are all over the world. I welcome you to Creatives Workshop by All Dance International. It's designed for all of our directors, choreographers, and dancers all over the world. I present to you myself, Sandra Correa. I will be accompanying you throughout all of our workshops until April 25th. I am the All Dance International's technical director, and it is a great pleasure to be here with you guys today and accompany you in all this process and creative process guided by our All Dance official rules. So we are going to be here learning every detail that can help you in all of this creative process, and that will obviously be our motor for every one of our performances for All Dance International. We'll be learning about all our general rules, and these workshops are designed for every one of you and all of our performers. These workshops will be helping you guys to identify your strengths and for your competitive choreographies and all of your creations. The idea is for all of this to be based, of course, on our official rules. Rules are designed to guide and to give order. And in order for this to be a just and a fair process, so one of the most important things for us is fair play, as you can see. So we will be going through every one of these details, and we have workshops designed for all of you to be accompanying us in this wonderful process for all of our creatives workshops. And we will have, as you see today, we have our rules update, but we also have a workshop designed for every one of our techniques that you will see. We have a lot. So we have every workshop designed for you guys to have every detail, all of those questions you have where you can be answered, if you where you can be connected. We can see every one of the details where we are going to have our first one the day after tomorrow, March 10th for jazz. We're going to have ethnic dances, all dance open, Spanish dances, bachata and Latin open, salsa, tap, Arabic dances, acro dance, musical theater, ballroom, hip hop, Afro dance, dance hall, tango, ballet, all dance show, contemporary dance, K-pop, urban show, Indian dances, and commercial dances. Each one of these will be accompanying us one of our international judges that is going to be helping us out in all of these workshops, guiding you, answering your questions, and to see their perspective and the outtake based on all dance rules of what is going to be expected of every one of the performers in the different modalities in All Dance International. All of these workshops that you see here are the timelines you can find here are in Panama hour, so you guys can do the convert it to your national hour. It is 11:11 right now, so the only one that is going to be in a different timeline is March 24th for ballroom. It doesn't start at 11 but 12, so keep that in mind. But I do expect to see you guys connected, making your questions, asking, clarifying all of your doubts. So in all your performances, we can have all of this applied and, of course, have the best results possible. Now, for all of this, one of the things that is very important for us and why we've created this process, it's to guide you in all of our methods and all of our processes that we have designed specially to guarantee and fulfill all of the objectives of this organization. Mainly so we can look for the professionalization and growth of dance members of the world and all of the productivity of the dance industry. So we have developed these workshops to provide all of the knowledge and all of the opportunity for the development and organization of the dance industry worldwide. So welcome to our Creatives Workshop, which we start today with our actualization in rules. Now, first of all, our principles and ethics are very important because they are our ground foundations for All Dance International and every one of our live stages and performances and competitions. No matter the country, no matter where, all of our dancers are and competition and judges are guided by principles and ethics to give the opportunity for all dancers and all the dance industry to develop and to enjoy and fall in love with dance and have better opportunities to have and create a career in this industry of dance. All our principles and ethics will are maintained in a way of life that we visualize for dancers to be able to actually enjoy, but not only enjoy dance, but actually to build a career and to guarantee a future, but always guided by our ethics, freedom, have all the process, justice, see? But through this process, they can enjoy and grow in a professional and personal level. All of our competitions are surrounded by a very diverse and harmonious environment to create and respect the effort and all of the process of these dancers, and of course regard of the principles of ethics worldwide. So this is very important for us because every dancer, every process has a very long and hard process behind every performance. The dancers work hard, choreographers, directors, and every one of our crew members, our staff, is also doing the best job they can for everybody to have their best experience, and based on this experience, generate growth, personal and in the industry. So this is one of our main objectives and is our base and guideline. For this, we always look for equity, justice, and for every dancer to have the possibility to dance and to enjoy their dances. For this, we have the possibility for these dancers, and as our name says, all dance, all around dancers that have the possibility to dance not only one category, one type of dance, but we have 24 different techniques of dance in which we have 45 different modalities of dance where these dancers can create, dance, and enjoy all of their performances. And all of you choreographers can let wild your imagination and generate different combinations, create and inspire yourself and do a lot of different opportunities. As you see, we have ballet technique, in which we have 4 different modalities inside the ballet technique. This year we have our new contemporary ballet technique. We have contemporary dance, musical theater, tap. We have Broadway and rhythm taps. We have in jazz, we have all different styles of jazz, acro dance, all dance open show, where we have all dance open and all dance show, K-pop, hip hop, afro, dancehall, commercial dance, dance urban show, salsa, where we have cabaret style, salsa caleña on 1 and salsa on 2. We have all dance bachata, all dance tango, where we have stage tango and salon tango, Latin dances, ballroom, Spanish dances, Arabic dances, Indian dances, Irish dances, Polynesian dances, and ethnic dances. As you see, we have opportunities for everybody, techniques and modalities. We'll be having workshops on these specific techniques and modalities for you guys to see what are the differences, what are the specifications the judges are looking for, and more specific criterias that we will be seeing today. Today we will be seeing general criterias in our rules, and we are going to be seeing some more specific in all of our workshops. So stay tuned, and I expect to see you all there. Now, let's move on, because we are going to see the different levels for these dancers. Okay, so I was saying the justice in our stages is one of the most important elements. I think it is rule number one in all of our performances. And these levels are designed, we have seven different levels, designed for each dancer to have a fair shot in their performance. One of the things we pride ourselves is in fair play, but this fair play goes both ways. Every dancer, every choreographer, and from every side, this is one of the most important aspects. So this is why we have developed all our rules, our levels, our divisions you are going to be seeing. And I hope this is very clear, because this is a very important detail. And every time we grow more to make everything and every competition very just, and all the possibilities it can bring to the dancers. Levels, we have, as I said, 7 different levels. We have our new all dancers, student, pre-professional, professional, open pro, student, open, and open. Now, let's see each one of these levels, what we can find in these different levels. So for our new all dancers, we will be seeing and enjoying the performances of the dancers that are actually just beginning in the dance industry in general. So it's not necessarily a beginner dancer, but a very, very new dancer. So these are for the new dancers that have very few or not any at all stage performance experience, a competitive experience. But these are very difficult elements for us to know in each one of the dancers worldwide. How many times have they performed? How many times have they been in competitions? What have they won? How long have they been training, and how many times a week? So these are things we cannot determine just by seeing a dancer, but we can see the general level and the dominion of their movement and their body. So these are the criteria that we are going to use to determine if a dancer is new all dancer or student. Now, the new all dancers. When a dancer is just beginning, well, normally we start from the basics. Now, the basics can be executed in diverse forms, but we can agree general terms of basic choreography or interpretation. This will be indeterminate about of the modality or the dance they're performing. Well, the dominion of the body, it's just being developed in dance in general. So a dancer, if is a new all dancer in one category, well, it will be for different categories. From 4 years to up to 14 years of age can be a new dancer. But what are we looking for? Simple choreographies that don't have a very high technical level. So it will probably have simple turns, simple pirouettes, or very basic turns. We're not going to see fouettes. We're not going to see triple turns, triple pirouettes. We're going to see basic elements. In jumps, we're going to see basic jumps. We're not going to see jumps of a very long extension of legs, 180 degrees open legs. In acrobatic or gymnastic elements, we are looking for gymnastic elements, basic levels that have both hands supporting on the floor or the whole in rolls, forward roll, back roll, handstands, cartwheels, elements that have both hands on the floor when executed, or the whole body. aerials or aerial acrobatics will not be allowed in this level. Of course, in the competition, yes, but for new all dancers, no high impact elements. Simple jumps in ballet, the use of points will not be allowed in new all dancers. Of course, there are beginner dancers on point, but if you're already on points, you already have a development of your body, a knowledge, a posture, and at least several years of training ballet to get to this point in technique. So new all dancers will be completely beginners. New all dancers must enroll in new all dancers in all modalities. Okay, you cannot mix a level, some new all dancer here and there, because we are talking about dance in general. So if a dancer is new all dancer, is welcome in new all dancer for every modality, or in student level for every modality. So what's the difference of a new all dancer and a student dancer? Well, new all dancers, in only one case, the age will be a factor. Dancers for 4 to 5 years old are considered new all dancers always. They're just beginning to have their development, their coordination developed inside their body and their knowledge. From 6 years to 14 years, it could be a new all dancer or maybe a student dancer. So student dancers, unlike new all dancers, are dancers that are already have started dancing maybe some time ago, maybe not so long ago, but have a very good talent, are already working a little more difficult technical elements like double turns or difficult jumps, or maybe some acrobatic elements that require more strength. And here, all these dancers, well, they should be only training dance as students. Well, should not be part of any company, dance group specialized in advanced level performances, and will be certified as a by a director or a dance studio. The ages that we can see here, as I was telling you, could be from 6 years to up to any age. We don't have an age limit here. So every age, all ages will be welcome in student level. Of course, we can have high level performers, we can have beginners, but if you are already working on elements that are a little more difficult in technique, double turns, jumps, all these elements we were talking about, well, then I advise you to go ahead and do those elements well executed, but in your level that would be student level. Okay, remember that winning actually only has value if it's won honestly. If we win and every competition, if we don't win honestly, that takes away actually all the reward and the value of our winning. So here, these are one of the elements that we are providing for every dancer to have a just and fair performance. Now, what about those dancers that have a very high level, that have been dancing, that take dance more seriously, that maybe go almost every day to the studio, and obviously have certain other conditions? These are dancers above 15 years old that could be considered pre-professional dancers. How can we consider a pre-professional dancer? Well, these dancers obviously are still students because most of them are still studying dance, but also have different criteria. Sorry. These dancers have a very high technical level. Also, some of them are student teachers, assistant teachers in class, are part of a dance company, are principal dancers in some recitals, are already guiding themselves as a professional dancer, or have this age and they know they are very advanced dancers and want to step to the next level. You can also obtain the criteria of pre-professional if you have all the trajectory and every one of your performances, and you have been competing for a while. You've won at least five first places in your divisions in solo, duos, groups in the same modality. Well, you guys can be scaling and winning this level of pre-professional, and that's the idea, to keep on growing and keep on scaling up in your levels as a dancer and pre-professional. Now, what ages will we seeing in pre-professional? As I was saying, in pre-professional level, we will have dancers from 15 years and over. These dancers should be registered as pre-professional dancers. And one of the important things in your level is we cannot change our level downwards. If you guys are subscribed or sign up as a student level dancer, you cannot then be signed up as a new all dancer. If you are signed up as a pre-professional dancer, you cannot be signed up in the same modality or techniques as a student dancer, okay? If you are pre-professional, you can always grow and go upward. After being a pre-professional, then you can also grow and scale up to a professional dancer, but not the other way around, see? Okay, so these dancers, as I was saying, they can be choreographers, they can be student teachers, they can also be teachers if they're underage. If you are a teacher, but you are now over age 18 years and over, well, then you will be considered a professional dancer. These professional dancers have different and some of the same specifications as pre-professional. What the difference of pre-professional and professional? Well, professional dancers are dancers who are members of dance companies, are registered as professional dancers because they may have an academic or competitive qualification that certifies them as that in each one of the techniques or dances, or are teachers that are over 18. If you are a student teacher or a teacher and a student same time, but you are over 18, you are considered in our rules as a professional dancer. If you are 16, 17, not going on 18 yet, but 17, then you are considered a pre-professional dancer. Now, these professional dancers have the same trajectory, but also normally are directors, choreographers, and we can also obtain this level of dancing through achievements. So if you have a minimum average of 85 points in your modality in all dance trajectory, you can also consider yourself as a professional dancer. Or if you have a recognition in an international, all dance international, that can validate this. Okay, so a dancer that is registered in a professional level in specific modalities cannot change to a student level. So this is very important when you guys are going to determine your level of dance. So here, remember, we only have adults 18 years and over. Now, we also have the possibility of performing pre-professional dancers and professional dancers in the same performance. Now, this is what we call an open pro, where we have different dancers of pre-professional and professional level in this performance. In these that are mixed, well, there should be at least 2 dancers involved in the performance for it to be considered an open pro. So this can be executed by dancers from 15 years and over that should be in pre-professional and professional level in those modalities. Now, We also have the possibility for the dancers. Sometimes we can see students open. Now, what is a student open? As we can see pre-professional and professional dancers together on stage or in class, sometimes we also have students and new all dancers in the same class or the same choreography. So this level is for them to be able to be on stage, perform, and compete together. In student open, we have divisions from mini up to pre-youth. So we have mini, children, pre-youth, open, junior open, open production, children, and pre-youth. We're going to see a little bit more about the divisions in a little bit. So the student open level are from 6 years to 14 years of age. Okay. Of course, combining new all dancers and student levels in the same performance. Now, we also have, this is a new level, proud to present our all dance open. This is the fusion of all our levels of all together on stage. New all dancers, student, pre-professional, and professional dancers. Any level can be on stage in this performance. Now, we do have certain regulations for this all dance open. This all dance open is created exclusively for open production of all ages and all levels in big, large groups. So these choreographies are for those big dance productions, so you can express all of your creative outtake in without restrictions of levels or of ages. See, okay? So this is our new level for all of those performances that sometimes do very large productions with almost all the studio or a wide range of ages and levels in your performances. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We have our chat where you can ask live. We can interact. I would be very happy to complete any information if you need it, or if you're watching our recorded through YouTube, well, in our comments below, leave your questions and we will answer and attend to every one of your doubts. Now, let's move on to our divisions. Our divisions, we saw our levels that are determined by as the name says, the level of the dancers. So our divisions are defined as by our age. Now, you can be a new all dancer and be, 7 years old, but you can also be a student dancer with 7 years old. Now, also, we're going to divide ourselves in these primary 6 divisions. Now, we have these divisions are created, and these, let's say these are our 6 foundation divisions. So in these divisions, we have pre-mini for all of our dancers from 4 to 5 years old, our mini dancers 6 to 7, children 8 to 10, pre-youth from 11 to 14 years old, youth 15 to 17, and adults 18 years and over. These dancers, well, the idea is for them to compete in their age range, so the competition is always equity and fair. Now, we have other divisions as well, because sometimes in some performances, all the dancers are not just 4 or 5, but we have 4 and 7 years old. So we have our open divisions. Now, in our open divisions, we have these first 4 that are open junior, that from dancers from 5 to 10 years, that are mini and children divisions combined all in one. We have open pre-youth and youth from 11 to 17 years old. That would be combined pre-youth division and youth division. We also have our open pre-youth, youth, and adults, as its name implies. It's pre-youth, youth, and adults. Altogether, that means 11 years and older. And we have our youth and adults open level division. That's 15 years and older. This, as the name implies, have youth and open dancers all in one. Remember, these divisions can be some new all dancers up to 14 years old, but it could be also student, pre-professional, or professional, depending on the ages and the restrictions. Now, we also have our other open divisions. Our other open divisions are for larger age ranges inside a performance or a choreography. We have open production children and pre-youth, where we have dancers from the ranges of 8 years old up to 14 years of age. Open production all ages, where we can see dancers from 5 years and older. It should be in the same dance level. Our open production all ages can be different ranges, but they all should be student level, okay? Or they all should be or new all dancer, given the case, but all new all dancers can only be open production children and pre-youth. So open production all ages would be student level. Open production all ages and all levels, the same we saw a little bit a while ago. That's from 5 years and older, only for big groups, and applies for Open Production Excellence Award. Okay, so these are all our divisions that are created, always looking and taking care of the equity and fair play in all of our competitions. So we also have, if we saw our levels, our divisions, now we have our subdivisions. Okay, oh, sorry, I was going to forget, this is very important, in divisions. One of our most asked questions and frequent questions is when a dancer is in between two ages, okay? So let me grab by example, let's say a dancer who is, we have pre-mini, that is 4 to 5 years old. Now, what happens when a dancer is going to be 6 years old? So is he a pre-mini or is he a mini dancer? Okay, if this dancer is turning 6 anytime this year, calendar year, January, February, March, up to December, he turns 6, he or she can participate in pre-mini category and division, or in mini division, depending on the dancers he's dancing or she's dancing with, or the level that he wants, or the choreographer director decides that he should dance. Let's say as a performer, she or he just is 5 years old, turning 6 this year, but has a lot of dance experience and is a very advanced dancer. Well, probably the choreographer or the dance teacher is going to want them to compete with more advanced dancers and take him to his maximum potential. So this, it has the probability or the possibility more to participate in pre-mini or in mini, and the same for all the age ranges when the dancer birthday is inside the calendar year. Okay, so we saw the levels, divisions. Now let's see our subdivisions. In every one of these subdivisions, we can apply our levels and our divisions. Now we have our subdivisions. Soloist, as its name says, only one dancer. Duo, duets, 2 dancers. Trio, 3 dancers. Small group, 4 to 12 dancers. And big or large group, 13 to 50 dancers on stage. So let's say if it's a dozen or less, up to 4. Small group, more than a dozen, 13 or more, well, it would be a large or big group. Depending on this subdivision, we have certain criteria the dancers must meet. These all apply, as I was saying, to the levels and the divisions we saw before. But these also have certain criteria on the choreography or the performance per se. So one of the restrictions or let's say the guidelines will be the choreographic time. How long can my choreography or performance last? Depending on how many dancers are on stage, well, that will be the answer. For the performances, of soloists, duets, and trios, we have a choreographic time of maximum 2 minutes per performance. Small groups, remember 4 to 12 dancers on stage, maximum of 2.5 minutes to 30 minutes on stage for the performance, and big or large group, maximum 3.5 minutes. This is enough time for every performance, or for at least the judges to be able to value and enjoy a performance and give a criteria on these performances. Now, nonetheless, we are aware that some performances, some choreographies don't adjust to this rule. You can simply change or modify and create your performances based on our choreographic time, or in the case you do not wish to, for some personal reason, we will respect that, but you will have to have additional time. This additional time, I want to be clear, is not going to be a competitive advantage. This will not give you extra points. This will not give you a higher score in any way. It is just there for the possibility when some choreography, for some reason, does not adjust and cannot be adjusted to our choreographic time. So depending on our national, international, or competition, we will have certain guides about this this additional choreographic time. You should request it and do the legal process by it, because everybody will obey by this, except in some cases when you acquire additional choreographic time. I remind you, it is not necessary and will not give you any additional points, but we do have this possibility if it is an absolute necessity for any of your performances. Now, we have in all these performances that you are going to be creating with all these parameters, because when we subscribe, when we sign up to any of our competitions that we are going to be seeing all the different championships we have that you can perform, well, they're all based on the same rules that is obviously designed for justice, equity, and to keep order for all of our championships and all of our stages. These rules, the idea is for them to be the gasoline, the motor that will help you in your creative process for all of our championships and competitions for all these dancers. So when we sign up, we're accepting the rules, and more importantly, I wish you to use the rules at your advantage. The knowledge of the rules can actually be a competitive advantage that can help you in all your performances if we use that as the gasoline and the motor for our creative process. When we face different challenges in our life and our creative process, well, those challenges are the ones that are going to be pushing us to be every time better, and our performances and our creative process is the same. The challenges of adjusting and having all these rules applied that are designed for the justice of every one of our dancers and performers, well, that's going to help your creative process if you know and have them applied. But you're here, you're listening to this, so obviously you are going to have the knowledge and hopefully apply all the rules to your advantage. Now, let's see. All these rules, of course, we have the rules for what? We have our championships. Which championships do we have? Well, we have our All Dance Nationals, and our All Dance Nationals are to be able to determine and see who are our best national dancers that are going to be the ones that are selected and qualify to represent their country in the finals. The national qualifiers will be divided in three. We have our new all dancers, our all dance, and our all dance pro master. That's depending on the level. We have our All Dance, New All Dancers by All Dance International. That will be only focused on levels of new All Dancers. We have our All Dance International Nationals that are for all the levels that we've seen before. We have some new All Dancers, students, pre-professional and professionals, but we also have our All Dance Pro Master, where we're going to see all those advanced dancers, pre-professional and professional levels. So we have these three different segments of division of our All Dance International, where you can represent your country and obviously qualify for our internationals. Now, let's see. We have, as I was saying, these are our nationals where you can qualify to represent your country. Where are you going to represent your country? Of course. Now, that's where we move on to our All Dance Internationals. Now, our All Dance Internationals, we have our All Dance World. It's the official dance championship of the world in different styles. We have our official venue, that's the Hilton Orlando Resort in Orlando, Florida, where we classify the top 5 of the nationals in every one of your countries. Now, we also have the All Dance Continental. Continental America, our official venue is America, Panama. And this championship is also on other continents, like All Dance Europe. All Dance Europe will be this year, our venue will be held in Rome. Next year, who knows, different country in Europe, but we do have international All Dance Continent. Next, other continents probably. Now we have our All Dance Intercontinental. It's the official Intercontinental Edition Dance Championship, where we have our official venue in different countries. This year, we will be in Las Vegas, United States. So these, in All Dance Continental and All Dance Intercontinental, in both, we will be who is going to be classified. The top 10 of your nationals will be classified to represent your country in All Dance Continental and All Dance Intercontinental. And presenting to you our All Dance Sundance Week World Festival and Championship. We have the festival and championship by All Dance International, that we have the double dance experience, where we're going to have a festival and championship in the same venue. Now, the official venue will be in different countries. This year, we will be in Mexico, Cancun. So I expect to see you guys there and accompany us and enjoy this wonderful week that is going to be the Sundance Week. These are the nationals and the international competitions, where every dancer has the possibility to represent their country, their nation, and of course, their dance studio. Now, every championship is guided by the same guidelines. The guidelines that we've been talking about, and that we still have some other features that we haven't still talked about. Sorry, I've been talking all day. Now, we're going to see our grading or our scoring method. Today, we're going to see overall method, general, because in our specific workshops for the categories and modalities, we're going to be seeing a little more detail in the specific criteria that will be taking place in the judgment. Now, we have 3 judges in charge of the scoring process of each performance. And one is the modality judge or category judge that can give a total maximum of 70 points. We have our complementary judge that can be giving maximum 30 points for a total of 100 points. That is our total maximum score. And we have a deductions judge that will be doing some deductions in cases if necessary. I hope not. That's why we're here. Avoid as much as we can those deductions. Now, let's see a little bit more about these criteria. Okay, so In the modality judge that can give a total of 70 points, he or she will be looking for these specific criteria, specific technique, the technique where the dancer or performance is signed up in, the execution which he or she is executing, sorry, the redundance, their performance, the difficulty of the performance and the choreography, the musicality and the music used in the performance, the choreography per se, more general, the creativity of the choreography, and the creativity in general. We are also going to be looking for intellectual property. We are always looking for creative interpretations, and we are taking care and taking very good look in all of that intellectual property of the choreographers that have come before us and that a lot of times inspire us, but should be used as inspiration and not copy of other choreographers' work. Nonetheless, in repertoire, in ballet repertoire, and in K-pop, the use of the choreography, the idea is to use the original choreography of the choreographer, which they have performed for this particular music and performance, and to take those choreographies and represent them as like as you can as the original. So this is the objective of these two specific techniques or categories, unlike all the other categories where creativity is going to be the base instrument of those performances and presentations. Now, we're going to be seeing more specific information about each one of the techniques, what every judge is going to look for, and specific criteria that is applied to them, and how many points maximum each criteria can give us. Now, we are also going to be seeing the complementary judge. The complementary judge, as I told you a little bit earlier, can give a maximum of 30 points, divided in these specific criteria. Now, the complementary judge is going to be seeing the elements regarding of the stage use, the levels, and the stage in general, the image of the dancer, the dress, makeup, all of his performance or her performance, the projection of that dancer on stage, how he or she projects themselves, and the public's response. The public's response is a way for every public, any public. It could be your fans, mom, dad, cousin, everybody, director, choreographer can support the dancers and help them also and be part of our judge panel for this criteria. Okay, so as I was saying, in each workshop, we're going to be seeing a little bit more specific in some criteria that can, let's say, have a little difference depending on the technique we are interpreting our dance. Now, deductions. The deductions apply same as everything to everyone in the same way. And we will be looking for these specific criteria. Which one? Remember, I'm telling you them here today so we can avoid the maximum of deductions as possible. Now, wrong modality. The idea is if I am scheduled to dance and I sign up for ballet repertoire, what I am dancing should respond to a ballet repertoire choreography. So if the dance you're performing to can be placed in another category modality of All Dance International, it may not have the highest score, but if it does belong to another place, it will have also a deduction. So be very careful with this. That's why each one of our workshops in each category and modality is going to be given completely free for everybody. So you have the correct guidelines and know which category, which modality applies best for your performance. Now, wrong division. The wrong division would be what we saw earlier, the divisions in the age division, okay? So if the dancer is 7 years old, should be signed up and dancing with the 7-year-olds, not with the 4 or 5-year-olds, and so on and so on. Wrong level. Remember, new all dancers, student dancers, or pre-professional or professional are open levels as well. Choose the correct level according to your performance and just sign up in the correct one. This is for everybody's advantage, for it to be a fair competition, and always looking for fair play and respect for every one of our performers. And as everybody likes for their job and their work to be respected, well, we should respect every other dancer's work as well. Late arrival on stage. What's a late arrival on stage? We are going to be sent a program where we can see what time our performances are supposed to be, approximate, because championship can go faster than planned or be a little bit slow. Normally, we don't change a lot of our schedule. It's normally very, very punctual, but things can happen. Now, we also tell everybody and appoint everybody to be there at least 1 hour in advance, so you can warm up, so you can have your makeup done, everything. And because in some cases we do have a program that goes a little faster than expected, so every dancer should be ready to perform on stage. If you are not located backstage or are not ready to perform, well, that will be considered a late arrival. Now, if you do not have enough time to change, that's why we send the program in advance, so you can inform the directive through email, through writing, that you need more time to change and to do the adjustments according in the schedule of the competition. False routine start. When a routine, the dancer is on stage, music plays, and the dancer moves, starts the choreography, and doesn't continue because the choreography, I don't know, the music wasn't the right one, or didn't hear one of the tones, anything, that would be a false routine start. I recommend every choreographer, teacher from the classroom, let's rehearse this with the kids. If we are on stage and something sounds that is not my music, we stay there. That is part of the discipline of a dancer. Forbidden elements. Forbidden elements will be considered the elements that can endanger the stage for other dancers or performers after my performance. That could be use of water or any liquid, use of dust or anything that can make the floor slippery. Also, the use of oils or the use of elements as feathers that fall off the costume. Anything that can endanger the stage for performers after my performance will be considered a forbidden element. These numbers you see on the right side are the deduction that corresponds to this fault, to say. It is not, if I consider it's a 1, a 1, if I consider it's a 2, a 2, no. If you use a forbidden element, the deduction is 5 points. It's already standard deduction for each one of the faults that we occur in the choreography or performance. Excessive use of acrobatic and or gymnastic elements. 1 for each time, okay? Now, We will see that in the specific workshops for each category. I'm going to put one example so you understand, because it says one for each time. For example, in jazz category or modality, we are allowed to use a maximum of 4 acrobatic elements or gymnastic elements. This means if we, instead of doing 4, we do 5, we have 1 point less. If we do 6, we have 2 points less. Okay? And also keep in mind, we have acro dance that we're going to see that a little bit in our workshops a little later in dates, and that a choreography for the use of too many acrobatic elements can also be considered acro dance. So it also have other criterias, but we have to keep this in mind. Makeup, body paint, inappropriate, obscene, or offensive clothing. The clothing, costume, or wardrobe should be considered for the age, the performance, and the public we are performing for. Our public is a multicultural family stage and public. So our performances, our scenery, our clothing, our wardrobe should be according to this criteria. Body painting without any clothes under, just simple body painting, is an artistic form, but it's not appropriate for stage, especially because also body painting can make the stage dirty or have paint on it, and also make other costumes dirty or endanger the floor for other dancers. So these will be considered offensive or inappropriate elements to use. We also have a deduction for poorly executed elements. If we are executing technical or, let's say, acrobatic elements or high difficulty elements, they should be, of course, executed the best way possible. So we are looking for clean technique and correct execution. Tripping or falling. You see here 0.5 or 1. If we trip or have some unstable moments on our performance, that would be considered a 0.5 for each time. But if we fall completely or completely lose balance or on points and we fall off our points, well, it would be 1 point of deduction, okay? If we fall 3 times, it would be 3 points. If we stumble 3 times, it would be 1.5 deductions, and so on, so on. Throwing items to or at the public 3 times for each, 3 points, for each time. Let's say we're using a jacket and we take it off on our performance. You can take it off, put it on stage, put it backstage, okay? But if we throw it at the public or off stage in front, it would be considered a throwing element at the public and would have 3 points for each one. Say we're 3 dancers, each one throws our jacket, that would be 3 times 3, 9 points of deduction. So very simple, don't throw it, put it on the floor, put it to the sides, and our backstage, any element, not to the public. Inappropriate language or music. We are obviously always looking for inclusive culture, for a respectful culture, to respect all ethnicities, race, gender, sexual orientation. Any type of discrimination is absolutely frowned upon in All Dance International and will have their corresponding element in the language and the music you choose to portray. This also considering a music that has a sexual content, explicit also content in, or let's say cuss words also in their lyrics. So find the clean versions, edit your music, choose your music wisely, so it's every culture, every person does not feel offended or take personal offense in your lyrics or the music you choose to portray. Inappropriate movements. Same. Remember, we are dancing for a family audience. This family audience is multicultural all around the world, so it should be appropriate for every age, every person, and family. So no sexual, no explicit elements in your choreography that have a high or sensual content. So this is also important. Now, let's see our other criteria. Now, these are some. We're going to move on because we have also the possibility of sometimes we have accidents with our wardrobe. Some element falls. We're using a prop. We can use props, no problem, but we should be careful of how we use our props and rehearse with our props, our costume, our wardrobe, all our accessories that we are going to use. Because if something falls on stage while we are dancing, well, this will have also a deduction as well. 0.5, say I'm dancing with my earrings, one earring falls off, 0.5. If I'm dancing with a hat, my hat falls off, 5.5. If I grab my hat, put it back on, no problem, but if it falls again, another 0.5. So we do have to be careful with this, rehearse with everything you're going to wear, how you're going to wear it, everything you have on yourself or your props, so you don't have any of these issues on your performance. Damaged or untidy clothing, 0.5 for each one. So our hair can also be part of our wardrobe. If we have our shoelaces untied, if we have underwear that is visible, if we are also, let's say, chewing gum on stage, anything that does not go according to our image, to our clothing, to our performance, well, it could be considered damaged or untidy clothing. We also have altisonance at the start, middle, or end of our routine. What is this considered? Euphoric or high expressive verbal, or in the music, also having our studio name, our school name, our crew name screamed or said by the dancers, or in the music. The idea is for the performance to speak by itself and not to try to be as impartial as possible. So none of these elements should be part of your performance. Left elements on scene. The idea is all the elements you go on stage with, you should walk out of stage with. Let's say my earring that fell earlier, remember? The earring fell, I danced, I finished, I go back, grab my earring and take it with me. If I was dancing with a fan or a hat, if I take it off and continue at the choreography, no problem. But if I leave the stage, I should take my hat with me. It is a prop. If I use a chair, if I use anything, element I put on stage, I should take with me. If I fail to do so, well, one for every element I leave on stage. Use of scenery would have 10 points of deduction. This is very important. Our choreography and our performance should speak for itself. We have music, we have wardrobe, we have props, we have makeup, we have all of our expression to tell a story. Those are the elements we're going to use to tell our story. The scenery would be considered just like backgrounds, backing, something that gives ambient to the choreography that we don't need, because that's why dance should speak through all of these other elements. What can we use? We can use props, elements that are part of the choreography and should at least be 30% of the choreography. Let's say we take a chair. We just start sitting on the chair, dance without the chair, and leave. That isn't at least 30% of our performance. The chair should be part of our choreography, at least 30% of the choreography, to be considered a prop and not a scenery, okay? So sceneries are not allowed in our all dance championship stages. Okay, Now, fans or obstruction of the judgment by public. Now, these, we have to also educate our public, our audience, that should be respectful and supportive. Now, during the choreography, the idea is to give support in specific elements when they do very difficult elements, maybe an applause, maybe some cheering, but we also have to be respectful that the judges have to hear the music. The dancer also has to hear his or her music to be able to perform. And the idea is to support in a respectful manner. So before the choreography, at the end of the choreography, you can cheer loudly, do it as euphoric as you want. But during the choreography, we will do it in a respectful and appropriate manner for the performance to be able to be enjoyed and the performer can be able to execute it correctly. Getting off or jumping or dropping off stage is also considered a deduction. If we are going to get off stage, we can do so in the manner that is intended on that specific stage. We will have curtains, we will have sometimes stairs to access the stage. The official access on and off the stage will be the only forms of access that we have in or out of the stage. We cannot jump off the stage or the platform in any way, front, back, side, no jumping, just the official way to go on and off for safety of everybody included. Routine time. Remember, we spoke about the routine time. Everybody has 2 minutes, 2 minutes and a half, or 3 minutes and a half, depending on how many dancers are on stage. For every 5 seconds we go over that specific time, we will have a deduction of 3 points. So let's say my choreography could last 2 minutes and it lasted 2:02, no problem. Lasted 2:05, 3 points down. It lasted 3:06, still 3 points. It lasted 3:12, now we have 6 points down. But that's the idea. You guys have this knowledge, use this knowledge and use it in your creative process to choose the music and edit the music according to the necessities of each performance, depending on the subdivision that they will be using. If you need additional time, remember we have the possibility to acquire additional time only when the case is completely necessary. Intellectual property. Okay, sorry, about routine time. The routine time will be considered not only the music, but the first movement or sound, and will be considered to stop at the last movement or sound executed by the dancers. For this reason, I do not recommend you guys go too close to say 2:04 because maybe the dancer took a little bit longer than the music to stop the choreography to move a little more. Anything that could go over time and have a deduction. So let's try to avoid this at our maximum possibility. Intellectual property. Remember, I told you in the category and modality judge was looking for this. In case we do not respect the intellectual property, it will have a deduction depending on how much of the choreography you guys in the performance was copied. In some categories or modalities, we'll see as it is allowed to use a certain percentage of original choreographies. For example, in musical theater, that we have famous musical theaters that have been a long time on stage and that can be provided as, let's say, inspiration, and we can use some fragments of the choreography. Same when we're imitating a performer, a dancer, an artist. Let's say we're doing a choreography about Britney Spears and we're going to use some elements of her choreography. It should not be the complete choreography, but we can use some elements in specific categories. We're going to see that in our specific workshops, remember. Regulation or infringements. So all our regulations should be respected from the time you sign up, you are at our venue and on stage, off stage, everywhere. The regulations are for fair play and respect for everybody in and outside of the stage. Increase in unreported dancers. If we sign up with a performance of, let's say, five dancers should be on stage, not six, not seven. If for any case you, after you did your initial inscription, you need additional space, this should be informed via writing that you're going to do a change in your inscription if it is possible at the time you want to do that change, because if the inscriptions are closed, probably you won't be able to do that report and increase in your dancers and cannot perform. So try to be very meticulous with this and on time, every little detail. Okay, so these are the criteria that can lead to a deduction in your performances. As you can see, most of them we can pre-establish which ones they are to not incur in any of these faults and have the best experience possible. All of these rules, every one of these details is thinking in the fairness and justice of our competition for every dancer and every performer on stage. So as we would like to be respected, because I know all of us would love that and are expecting it, especially, we should also give what we like to receive as well. And this is part of the fair play. This is part of the being a dance community and working together to be a better dance community in general. Now, the dancers are the ones on stage doing the performance, but they are not the only ones that are working and have the process behind that performance. So we have designed our All Dance Awards that are for their special prizes that are for all those choreographers, directors, also dancers as well, that have the possibility to, let's say, have different awards other than our top 5, top 10 that can represent obviously their country worldwide, but also have our All Dance Awards that are designed for the growth of all the dance industry in general. Now, we are going to have our All Dance, our Grand Choreo Bands in our All Dance Awards. These awards are giving at the end of every championship, and what awards you can find in your specific championship will be in the card that is the letter that is officially sent to every one of the dance studios for the invitation of the championship. Now, the Grand Choreo Band All Dance, we have specifically in every one of our different segments. We have our Choreo Band, Grand Choreo Band Junior, Grand Choreo Band Youth, Pre-Youth, and Adult Student level. We have our Grand Choreo Band Youth and Adults Pre-Professional level, and we have our Grand Choreo Band Professional. So we have these 4 different Grand Choreo Bands that every dance studio can apply. If, well, not apply, sorry, you will be nominated if you have these, if you have apply for these conditions, sorry. Schools or dance studios must be enrolled in at least 5 group choreographies according to their division and level. So if we're going to, we want to be nominated for junior, we at least have to have 5 group choreographies in junior level. Same youth, pre-youth, and adults in student level, and so on. And they also must participate in at least 3 different techniques or modalities. So let's say one of the choreographies is ballet, the other one is jazz, and the other one is hip hop. Okay, but it cannot be, for example, one jazz lyrical, jazz, modern jazz, and ballet. We have only 2 techniques there. So it has to be 3 different modalities, techniques in our All Dance rules, the ones we saw and that we will also continue seeing in our workshops. Okay. The new All Dancers choreographies, all the performance by new All Dancers will not be considered for our All Dance Awards. All Dance Awards will be for student, pre-professional, and professional level only. Now, this is our Grand Corps Band. We also have our Open Production Excellence Award. The Open Production Excellence Award, we have two different mentions, okay? We'll have the Open Production Excellence Student Level and the Open Production Excellence Open. That's for pre-professional and professional. Okay, so what do I need to be able to apply and to be nominated for this? Now, to have the criteria, the participant has to have a minimum of 3 group choreographies, okay, which must be in at least 3 different techniques, okay, different modalities and different techniques, and must be in Open Production Excellence, open. It has to be for big or large groups, okay? Same here, new all dancers do not apply for these awards, okay? So this is the recognition for all the choreographies in Open Production Division, where we have, remember, various of different, a very wide range of ages and levels for the Open Excellence Open. Okay. Now, we also have our best dancers. Now, our best dancers are divided in different, according to their age divisions. We have mini, children, pre-youth, youth, pre-professional, and professional best dancers, male and female. Now, in order to be nominated for this award, the dancer must participate in at least 3 choreographies in different techniques and modalities, same as the previous ones I explained. Let's say hip hop, commercial dance, and jazz, or I don't know, K-pop, ballet, and Indian dances, whatever you want. 3 different techniques. 2 of their performances must be a solo and a group performance, and should be accompanied by, say, a duet, a trio, or other group choreographies, according, of course, to their corresponding division and level. So if you're a mini dancer, your choreographies should be in mini division, or where we have mini and children, but should be in the corresponding level and division. So if you're applying for best dancer pre-professional, your choreography should be in the pre-professional or open level, and so on, so on. Okay, now, as I was telling you, we have our student level best female dancer and best male dancer. That is in mini division. We have also in student level female and male dancer for children division. We have also in student level best female and best male dancer for pre-youth division. Student level best female dancer and best male dancer youth division. We have student level female best dancer and male dancer for adult division. And we also have our pre-professional level best female dancer and best male dancer for youth division. Pre-professional level best female dancer and best male dancer for adult division. And we have our professional best female and male dancer for adult division. So these are our best dancers according to your age and your division. Well, you can apply for this by having all the conditions necessary so you can be nominated for this award. Okay. Now, we also have our All Dance Awards for best dancers, but we also have best studio, best school. Now, the best school All Dance Award is in honor of the excellence of the All Dancers schools and studios. Now, to be nominated for this All Dance Award, the studio or school must have award nominations in Grand Choreographic or Open Production Excellence, one of those two special awards. Must be nominated for Special Director. We're going to see the conditions for being nominated for Special Director in a bit. Best Choreographer as well. We're going to see the conditions for this prize. And must also have minimum 3 years of experience as a school within the dance industry. For final international championships, only schools belonging to the top of the schools that win this award in national championships will be nominated. So if you are nominated and you are in the top schools in your national awards, you can be nominated in the international awards. So this is very important for in the All Dance Internationals. The best studios will be against the best studios because this is a very, very high prestigious award. Now, we also have our Best Director. This award is designed in recognition of excellence in leadership of the directors of the dance schools. The director, who complies with a minimum of 20 choreographies will be nominated, of which 10 of them must be group performances. Okay, that's let's see, one of the rules to be able to be nominated for this award. We also have the award of Best Choreographer. The best choreographer must have registered a minimum of 5 choreographies. The choreographies of ballet fragment or repertoire will not be considered in this nomination. So 5 choreographies, and the choreographer in the program, when you do the sign up, well, you comply with this, you're nominated for Best Choreographer. Okay. This award is dedicated exclusively for those choreographers that have outstanding recognition in their performances to create and direct choreographies. We also have Revelation, our All Dance Revelation Award. This award is given to schools that are participating for the first time in the official All Dance Championships. So, how can we be nominated? To participate for the first time in the official All Dance Championship is the first criteria they should meet. And they must participate with a minimum of 10 performances. Okay, so 10 performances, first time in All Dance Championship, you will be nominated for All Dance Revelation Special All Dance Awards. Remember, in all the special awards, All Dance Awards, new All Dancer performances are not considered for the final performances or for the nominations. Now we have our Trajectory Award. Our Trajectory Award, how can we be nominated for Trajectory? This award is dedicated to the most relevant active members of All Dance International of the year. Now, should be 2 years at least being part of All Dance International, have represented their nation in All Dance World, All Dance Continental, or All Dance Intercontinental, at least one of these 3, have featured as an example within the organization by development within the dance industry, contributing to the development of dance in their nation, and be an example of motivation for dancers. Again, new All Dancer will not be considered for any special awards. So this will be considered for the Academy Trajectory of All Dance International of the year. So these are all Dance Awards. The awards will be in the letter of invitation for each competition, each national, international, to see which awards you can be nominated for, and in our rules and www.rulesaldance.com, you can find the information. Okay, so we have our Article 64 that is very important, especially in these times, that is the rule of extraordinary exceptions due to fortuitous causes or force of measure. So these are some fortuitous causes that are out of our control, that are government regulated for COVID-19 or some restrictions, protocols, or other elements. The organization will have the power to reevaluate some of the rules or requirements for holding the championship and for reevaluating the requirements for the nomination for these special awards as well. This will be informed in the venue that we will be taking place in your where you subscribe or sign in, but this will be taken in consideration if the case is necessary. Okay. Those are our general topics. Remember, we have all the specific topics as well. We have all our categories, specific rules that we will be seeing, the criterias more specific that we've seen in each one of the categories, obviously guided by our specialty judges, and myself will be there as well, accompanying you for any questions, any other accompanying you need, or any doubts that might occur. Remember, keep in touch. We are here to help and to be a part of this process. If maybe you missed some part of this workshop or want to see it again, any elements, we can find it in our YouTube official channel. Remember, we can also find this information in our platforms, Panama Time, and this will be on our YouTube channel in All Dance International Official, where you can rewatch, see our techniques, also specialty, any doubts, anything we can help you in to make this process help you grow and help us grow as a family and as an industry. We are here to support. I remind you, my name is Sandra Correa, and All Dance International, accompanied by Maria Fernanda, our All Dance International Director, gives us this opportunity to grow together completely free for all of our creatives. So welcome to our Creatives Workshop. Today is our first day. We have a lot more to go, a lot more information. Knowledge is going to be our first and primary element to grow and to be our best version, our best selves. And of course, All Dance is here guiding you hand by hand to grow together in this process. So from Colombia, Sandra Correa, Technical Director of All Dance International. See you very, very soon. Hugs and bye-bye.